Hello, welcome to this video. Over here I will do some questions which I think were important for we to do, and the first one is explaining the meaning of the term biodiversity. Okay, biodiversity is you have to mention the following thing. It's a variety of species with general diversity of species. The best I think definition of biodiversity is given in some paper in front here, which I have to find out. Okay, it's here, number B1. Okay, it's the diversity of ecosystems in a region and the number of different species in each ecosystem, and the genetic diversity within population of each species. So it's like ecosystem region. This is a region. Okay, this is a region. So biodiversity is the diversity between ecosystems okay, there are let's say 5 ecosystems, so the diversity between ecosystems, and not only that, then the number of different species in each ecosystem, right? And not only that, but the number of different species. So we have, like, say this is species 1, this is another species, okay, this is another species, and then the genetic diversity. This one give a good picture actually. Maybe we can have different species in different colors, right? So let's say this black were Leo, right, which means lion, okay, and here we have another species, orange. Okay, these are different species. So then we are to find so the variation between species as well. So so biodiversity is the diversity of ecosystems in a region, and then the number of different species in an ecosystem, and the genetic diversity between each species in the given population. Okay, so now or in other words, you can say the number of ecosystems in a region and the number of different species population in the ecosystem, and then the number of the genetic diversity between the different organisms within the population. Okay, this all creates biodiversity. Okay, so that's the definition of biodiversity. Then another definition we're supposed to know is endangered species. Okay, now endangered species has 3 characters. The first thing is it is a species threatened with extinction. So the first thing is, for example, this lion over here. Okay, sorry, this monkey. Okay, the first thing is there is a danger of extinction. So the first thing is danger of extinction, right? That's the first thing. That's the number 1, right? Then we have the number 2. Number 2 will be, what will number 2 be in this case? Number 2 will be the numbers reduced to critical level. Population too small. So the second point is that population is low or is too small. That's the second point. Okay, so these 2 points first must be met. There is a danger of extinction, and there is population is too small. These are the endangered species. Okay, And the third point is yeah, I mean the third point is not a point actually. It's just it's supporting the second point. So it is so low population so low that it hinders reproduction. We know that when an organism is unfit, he cannot pass on his genes, right? So that's the point here. So population is too small, and because it's too small, right, the population is so low until the reproduction is hindered. So that's the definition of endangered species. And endangered species are the species which have a danger of extinction, which are threatened, okay, which are threatened by extinction or threatened of extinction, and normally they are in their population is too small, so small that they can hardly even reproduce. Okay, we know that if the population is high, then reproduction takes place more, right? Then the other thing that I wanted me to do was this one, this table of characteristics. So let's do it over here. So the first thing we have to start with cell walls. We have 5 kingdoms, right? The prokaryotes, the planta, animal, fungi, and protista. Prokaryotes are also called monesta, kingdom Monera, right? So I think we shouldn't be looking, okay? We try ourselves and then we will check. So for you can try yourself and then check and then look at what am I answering, okay? So hopefully you did the question. I did it myself and I missed 3. So let me do it with you now. Okay? So here we have our question and we are starting with cell walls. Cell walls containing chitin. See, so you should know that the only cell wall that has chitin is fungi cell wall. Okay, this is something you should always be known. Their cell wall have chitin. It's very unique characteristics of fungi. Okay, then all others goes X. Okay, and then circular DNA. Circular DNA only prokaryotes, the moneras, bacteria, okay? All others goes cross. I guess this was done in A as part. And then endoplasmic reticulum. Endoplasmic reticulum is present only in is present in plants and animalia, right? That we are sure. What about the other organisms then? What about in prokaryotes? They don't produce proteins from endoplasmic reticulum. They don't have a transfer. They produce in circular DNA and then it's direct process. So there is no in prokaryotes. But this one have a system as well, and if there is a system, there must be protein. So here there is endoplasmic reticulum. Okay. Then species unicellular. So unicellular are this one and this one. We know these include malarial parasites. Okay, the malaria protozoa, the malaria called malariae, plasmodium. Okay, the plasmodium are in this protista group, so they are unicellular. Then what about autotrophic and heterotrophic? You should know that these malaria parasites and the bacteria, they are autotrophic and heterotrophic. Now autotrophic, only some, okay, some protista, not the malarial. Maybe some others will be autotrophic. Fungus is not autotrophic. It depends on their decaying matter, so it's a heterotrophic, right? It eats only decaying matter, so it's heterotrophic. Then plantae it takes only food from the sunlight. It takes direct food. It makes its own food. Hetero means it's take from another organism. Auto means it makes itself. So this one plant is not an hetero. It's an auto, and animal does not make its own food. Never. Plant does, and so we get our classification done. You can check here if I did a mistake. Then we are done with this topic for that case. Even here the same question, we have to define biodiversity and reasons for maintaining biodiversity. Maybe one thing you should understand, the final thing in this video, is that when you get a question like this, suggest why our nodi has become endangered species. So why endangered species? You should look over here in the data given. It smells. It gives off smell similar to rotten flesh. So it's smelling. So because it's smelling, people wanna remove it from its surrounding. I mean, they wanna remove it from the environment. They don't want it anymore. Also, it's very large, so it can be seen easily. Okay, it's very large, can be seen easily and be removed easily. Okay, so these two reasons makes it very endangered. Okay, and it's large, so it is taken by collector, easy to take, and destroyed due to smell. Okay, and habitat destruction. Normally, this is another reason. Out of point. It's not out of point. It's actually some more wider thinking or wider perspective for say. Anyway, hopefully that was clear, and I'll continue with the other questions some other time. Thank you for listening.